This is the LENOVO Thinkpad T15g. G is in great, graphics, or golf, whatever you want to describe it as. But this is one of the best laptops that Lenovo has ever produced. And it didn't get very much marketing. But today, we're going to do an unboxing and a use and review today. This is the LENOVO T15g, and don't let it fool you, because this is a hidden gem that I found on the Lenovo website. When I was looking for the P15 P17 workstations, I noticed that this machine has the same specifications and the same chassis as the P15 workstation, except it has an RTX graphics and NVIDIA 2080 on there. And I am absolutely happy. So now I can do coding, virtualization, some gaming. It's like an everyday driver for me. And you know, I've been researching laptops. I've been going to Anthony Mark David, Matthew Moniz, Dave 2D, a couple more out there. I can't remember right now, but I am so excited to find this laptop. It took me 2 months to find a good one, and this was it. I was gonna get the Legion 5i, so close. But I saw this one and I'm like, wait a second. It's time to get it. Anyway, let's do the unboxing. I'll talk later. Specifications will be on screen. Okay, so I was going to do a review. I had a bunch of footage I want to show you of usages, and to be honest with you, I don't think it would be fair because that footage that I have I was at my home desk, and I wanted to like take this to the office, try it there, and things like that. Doing footage at the office would be horrible because there's just like a lot of computers and stuff around. Anyway, let's get to the point. I've had this system for about 3 weeks, and I'm really excited to have it. I am ecstatic that I got this laptop. And let me give you a backstory of what's going on. So I wanted a laptop that I could do everything. I want to do a little gaming. I want to do engineering. I want to do some media consumption, lectures, things like that. I want to use it for my daily driver. And, you know, originally I was thinking like, well, I want to get an ultra portable because they're light and thin and nice. But, you know, I started getting sick of them because that's where I was coming from. I came from an ultralight portable, and I bought the Lenovo Yoga C920 about 4 years ago. It's 2021 right now, it's March 2021. And I bought the Lenovo C920, and it had a 4K screen I never used at all. Never used it. But it was a thin system, and that laptop can last 10 to 11 amazing hours if I do some coding and some YouTube in the background and things like that. It was just an amazing system. But I wanted to do more. I wanted to do Docker. I wanted to do Visual Studio at the same time, and do Git. And I wanted to do some virtualization. Like I want to run some, I mean, not just one or two, but maybe 3 or 4 virtual machines in the background. And I want to do some light gaming. Well, that machine could do some light gaming, but you had to turn the settings all the way down to low. And if I ran more than 2 systems, then it would be virtually impossible to even keep up with the one that's running. So, then when my system finally died, that's when I decided I need to get another laptop. And I took it apart, and there was something wrong with the power assembly. So I'm thinking, well, I could always buy another motherboard later, and then just give it away to one of the kids and so forth. But that's where I was coming from. I was coming from an Intel UHD graphics system from a thin and light, and I thought, okay, that's really nice. The battery is going to last a long time and everything else, but now I'm willing to sacrifice performance and power over battery life. But how can I find a balance of that too? So I wanted to get the Lenovo P53, and the P53, they don't make them anymore because the P73 took over that, and then now they come up with the P15s that superset that. And that's the workstation of Lenovo that I've always loved. I've always loved the workstations by Lenovo because I had a P50, and it was a good machine. But again, if I was going to do light gaming, I couldn't do it on the Quadro graphics because they're mainly used for CAD and things like that, not high speed gaming and tracing and everything else. So what I wanted to get was, I kind of wanted a gamer laptop, and then at the same time wanted a workstation laptop. So that was the problem. I had to find that machine, and no one had it. HP never had it. Anybody had it? I went to Anthony Mark David's reviews. He came real close to one, the laptops I wanted to get. Went to Matthew Moniz. He was good. Jared's laptops, or Jared's Tech. He was good. All these guys are great, but they were only showing gaming laptops, performance laptops, and then criticizing and everything else. And that's good, that's wonderful, but it also helped me decide what I wanted to get. So one day I was on Lenovo's website, and I was happened to go through the PS roughs and documents, and I was looking at specifications, and I found one that was kind of hidden away, and thus the T15g. Now I don't care for the T15 series, I really don't. The P series I've always liked, but somehow this T series, I don't know what the G stands for. I think it stands for graphics, because now it contains exactly everything that the P15 has, or the P53 or 73s, all those, the same chassis, same parts, but it has an RTX 2080 graphics in there, Supermax. with 8 GB of RAM. And that right there, I was like, wow, are you kidding me? So there was no reviews on the internet. So I looked at the PSRF docs and looked at all the specifications for the hardware. Then I traced the hardware back to the manufacturers, like, what are they putting in? Because I want to know what is being put into the laptop. So I did that, and I decided that, hey, nah, I was going to get a Legion 5i, but the Legion 5i, it's a great machine, but it's just mainly used for gaming, and I wanted more performance. Like if I want to run Docker on there and some other virtualization, it didn't have those particular things that the CPU is looking for had. And I think with this one, it has those things, virtualization and everything else, because I think the 5i was going for i7, and the i7 didn't have certain things that the i9 had that I found. But anyway, that's basically it. I'm very satisfied with the snappiness. I have like other applications running at the same time in the virtual machine, which is running also other applications inside, plus Norton antivirus, the Norton LifeLock antivirus. Actually, this is the Norton 360, but it's Norton LifeLock now, and that's running in the background, so it's snappy. Even the virtual machine itself, it's snappy. I can go across machines real quickly. I can work with this and do what I want in the Visual Studio. It's very, very snappy. This is the T15g Webcam, and as you can see that, I don't know why it's tracking my face, I wish it would stop. And it's probably through settings. I don't usually use camera, I usually use some WebEx thing and so forth, and that usually doesn't have some kind of face tracking thing. But what I'm selecting now is I'm selecting the photo area on Windows Camera. And on the side here, you can specify like certain things like brightness and photo timer and so forth. What I did on this one was there's a pro camera mode to do HDR and so forth. And I selected that. You can go back to the settings itself and say, oh, I don't want that on. I don't see where it is. Oh yeah, camera for the pro mode. So I'm gonna just turn that off real quick and just give a comparison. So as you can see here, I'm gonna go back a little bit. This is about maybe, I would say about 1.5 feet away from the camera itself, and the camera is at top. It isn't at the bottom, it's at the top. And there's an infrared camera. You can see here. Yeah, you can see right here that the camera is right there and the infrared is beside it, and then there's a white light that shows the camera's on. There's also a protection mode. You can just move over and take the camera off. And let's just try that right now. Yep, turns it off completely, so boom. And then it gives the software the information and doesn't do it. So I'm gonna move this a little closer just to show the quality of the camera. So you can see if I hold still, there's a slight bit of graininess. This is about maybe 7 inches away from the camera. This is 1 inch away from the camera. Let me see here. Yeah, it's about 1 inch right there. So you can see that it's trying to focus on me and the USB drive that's really old. And this is like a 1/2 inch away from the camera. I'm gonna pull back. I'm trying to get the quality for you guys. So it's just a tad bit grainy. I think it's very suitable. My expectations, like I saw reviews on other people, and I'm gonna pull back some because I want to show. Because people tend to sit back about 1.5 feet away, and you can see that the quality is better and so forth. I'm gonna switch it to the video side, and this is the same. So I'm gonna move around a little bit. This is, I'm just moving at a speed, and I'm gonna move fast, then faster. Yes, awesome. And this is video mode, mind you. Again, Starbucks coffee cup. You can see that when I look at this, this is not grainy. This is a pretty good, decent thing. And the thing is it's keeping a focus on my crappy little fingers right here. Like this, you can see the crap because I need to put some lotion on. And you can also see my face and it's still focused on it. That's not bad at all. Now, I'm going to record a video. I'm actually going to record this and see if this will work. So as you can see now, I am now recording myself with the cup, Starbucks cup in front of the camera. This is about maybe 4 inches away, maybe 3. I would say 4 at the most. And you can still see the crap on my fingers, which is really nice comparison. It's not grainy. It's a little bit of fuzzy, I would say, but that's probably from the light coming in, because I have a really strong light coming in and that's sunlight from the blinds open. And you can still see my face. I'm pasty white right now. But I'm going to pull the cup away, and you can see that the video, and usually, like I said, the video, when you're about 1.5 feet away, that's where I am right now, the video quality isn't that bad. You know, 720p, and it's not bad at all. And let's test out the audio. So I'm going to do the audio playback. Let's see if we can see this. And now you can also hear the microphone too. So as you can see now, I am now recording myself with the cup, Starbucks cup in front of the camera. This is about maybe 4 inches away, maybe 3. I would say 4 at the most. And you can still see the crap on my fingers, which is really nice in comparison. Not bad. It's not grainy. It's a little bit of fuzzy, I would say, but it's probably from the light coming in, because I have a really strong light coming in from, and that's sunlight, the blinds open. And you can still see my face. I'm moving the camera up above because I want to give you guys an idea. Like some people like to really close. The video, and usually, like I said, the video, when you're about 1.5 feet away, that's where I am right now. The recording right now, as you can see, it's about, I would say, about 1.5 feet away, which normal people said. It's not bad at all. And let's test out the audio. So now what I did is I closed the blinds, I turned the small light off, and I'm still 2 feet away from the camera, and now we're in a much lower light. I do notice there's a performance degradation in this one, and if I can just zoom in right here, I'm gonna put the Starbucks cup there again. You can see my face is a bit more grainier, and you can see that this is grainier. If you look at the light and the blacks, if I move it around, you'll see that, let me back up a little bit. You'll see that this is grainier. So I would say that the response time on the camera is not that good on that one in the low lights. So yeah, the 720p isn't very good on this one. So I'm gonna sit this next to me and hold up the USB drive again. This is about 2 inches away. We're close. You can see how grainy it is looking at it. So it is grainy. I wonder if you can see the graininess in that. So let's see, moving around. And I'm gonna do my test with my hands. I'm 2 feet away. I'm closer. All right, you can kind of get the picture of that one. Also, let's look at my crappy little fingers. So yeah, you can see. Yeah, so in lower light, it looks like the 1080p. It looks like the 720p camera isn't the best. And this is in video mode. Let's try the camera mode to see if it. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same quality where you have, and of course this is going to be worse because it's just camera mode for taking photos, not video. And you can see here. I think when people review this, they look at the camera option of the Windows camera, not any other, like there could be other software that could be measuring differently. But I do notice that when reviewers do this, they don't use both modes. They don't say like, oh, we're gonna do photo mode or we're gonna do video mode. And they're different. They're completely different because the video tracks better, but the photo, you can see that it doesn't track as good. These professional reviewers do this review, they get everything already set up with multiple cameras. I've only got an iPhone 6 and I'm trying to get a review out for a T15g ThinkPad. So forgive me if you want to put comments down that I suck about this, go ahead. I'm not getting paid for this stuff. I'm trying to get a review out because I've been trying to find a review for the T15g.
and not too many people have been doing. Agent Fitz, I believe, did a very good speak about with this laptop, and I'm trying to give like a real world hands-on approach. Test this out. So resume game. Yeah, before this would not even run as smooth. I mean, it's buttery smooth. Wow, this is amazing. Do you see how I go back and forth? And it's just like, yeah, it's not like usually it would be a jitter like that. But when I go around, I don't see any of that. Let's go real fast. That's pretty smooth. And yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is really good. I like this a lot. So the speakers, I'm sitting at 2 feet now. I can hear really well. The volume is around 60. I would say the dynamic range of the audio in this case is you can hear it. It's like, it's not the best, but it's decent enough. Like usually her footsteps are a little more, there's some bass to it, but I don't hear that. And usually the doors have a, you know, to it when they open. I'm gonna put this speaker right next to the microphone next to the speaker. Sorry, I'm not thinking properly. So I'm putting the microphone next to the speaker.
I need a doctor. Hello? I need a...
I can't hear you. Hang on. Come on, I'll open the elevator for you.
I'm not gonna lie, the graphics on this one's really nice.
Come on, come. There's no time to lose.
So it's warm, but it's not hot. And let's put the this is in the back. There's a vent in the back that I want to put next to. So you can see here when I put the microphone to the vent, you can hear the fans. But coming away from here, like I'm about a foot away, you don't really hear the fans. And the volume for this game is at 60. And again, you can't hear the fans. This is one of my favorite games. And this plays really well on this laptop. And of course, yeah, the graphics card is a lot more smoother. And it's just, you know, I think this plays better than the Xbox. Because this is just really smooth. So I'm looking here, just collect some soap, scrap, you know, soap. I don't know why I said soap. Let's go in here. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this laptop. And now I'm playing with the blinds open and this, I guess the sun's, you know, got a little glare to it. But you can see that
Forget the door. The marshals locked everything down.
it is beautiful. Beautiful. Let's spin around again. And this is at full tilt. I'm gonna go half. And usually, you know, you see like this jittery, kind of like this, you know, tearing or some response time, whatever. I'm not a pro gamer, so I have no, I don't do this stuff. I'm an engineer. I just play games when I want to play games. So don't hate on me. Don't comment on me and say I suck. You know, my reviews suck, but this is my first one. I'm not a professional, so I write code. I don't, you know, whatever. Let's pick this up. This is a speaker vec where my head is. Alright, this is about 3 feet away at the head level. Go. This is the sound of fans blowing while running your video. Move camera to the left, one fan. Move camera in the middle of the laptop. Move camera in the back. So I do notice that when it's in performance mode, you will get fans kicked up. It's relatively quiet on my part, except for I do notice a little whistle, like a wee. I don't know if you can hear that. Moving the microphone across the laptop. Move it around the back. Move it around the back. And now they just throttle down. I'm using TechSmith Camtasia, and I'm running a about a 3-minute video, and it took about 2 minutes to do. So that's not too bad in performance mode. You notice that the trackpad is over more to the right. Over to the left rather than the center. And I think some people, especially reviewers, are going to say, well, kind of excuse me off. Honestly, to tell you the truth, and I also have a friend that has carpal tunnel syndrome. He's dealt with that before. I don't think this is going to bother him. Because when I notice that when I type, I don't even pay attention to this at all. Somehow, magically, when my palms are there and my other palm is on the other side, there's enough space. I got big hands. You know, I've lifted weights before. I've done a lot of work in my life. I got big, tough hands. And this hand, especially here. So you see, I've been using this a lot, along with the trackpad, typing, and you can see that the keys hardly have any oil strokes on them. This side here, I'm always touching this side right here. Maybe one smudge, and that's probably because I've got my hands on some chocolate. I have a child, so I'm always cleaning her face and things like that. So, oh, and by the way, before someone asks, it's like the P53, P50 model, P73 model. That if you get the T15g, yes, this lights up. And they have a metal band right here that's on the end. But I like that they kept that. I'm really impressed with that. The hinges are really nice too. They're metal, or maybe cap metal. I'm not too sure. Let me do the one finger thing for those guys out there. God, you people in the finger thing. Jeez, just lift the laptop. Who cares? Face recognition. Let's see if we're too close. Okay, thank you. So it does my face recognition really well. There's also a finger reader. Looking at the T15g, there's not very much reviews out there, and I think that people are going to be impressed because this guy is an exact model of the P15s that we have, or the Lenovo has out there right now, and it kind of mixes in with the same specs that the P15 has, or P17 has, and it has a really good graphics card. Whereas the P15s, again, have the Quadro 1000, 2000s, and the 4000 and 5000 series. And, you know, here it is, March 13th, 2021. I'm pretty sure that they may get like a smaller upgrade. You know, the P15s are ISV certified, like I said. However, yeah, it's great. But then again, the Quadro cards, to me, I think the performance is kind of on the same. If you really look at it, the 2080 is probably on the same performance of the Quadro 4000. That can maybe do the stuff that the 2080 can. And if you look at the price point, you'll see that this is cheaper than the other laptop. They seem to raise the prices more on the P15s and P17s because the fact that it is ISV certified, which means the software, it's just software certified and so forth. And then the Quadro card being geared towards like for CAD and so forth and blah blah blah. Where this is an RTX 2080 mobile version. Yes, it is 80 watts compared to the 90 watts, but you're still getting a decent performance. And you have to understand that people complain about like wattage performance. You have to understand that when people put the technology and the size on these size of laptops, you're not going to get some crazy performance out of Ultrabook because it needs to distribute heat. Electronics have to get rid of the heat, and of course you're going to get a thicker laptop or whatnot. Now my biggest thing also was this, like, okay, now I'm going to carry around a laptop that's 6 pounds compared to the Lenovo 920 that I had before, the C920. That thing was like maybe 2 or 3 pounds. And I was also looking at the Lenovo 9i, and I'm like, well, that's nice, but I can't do Docker, you know, VMware, things like that. I can't do too much of that stuff on those machines. But I can do development, play maybe small, teeny-weeny casual games and everything else. But to me, it's like, okay, I'd rather take the performance and the size of this laptop, which isn't very much. I would say about close to an inch. I wouldn't say that. But to me, it's like I can lift it up with one hand, and it's 6 pounds. You gotta be a weakling if you can't pick up 6 pounds. And I recommend that if you're gonna get a laptop like this, I'd get a 3-year warranty. And then after that, you can just be an enthusiast, rip everything out, rip the motherboard out, change the CPU, change the power assembly, upgrade the cooling and so forth, upgrade more memory or whatever. And of course, at that time, maybe 6 years down the road, this might be a little slower. But however, you're still going to get use out of these machines. So these ThinkPads, they last a long, long time. And if you go to Reddit, you'll see that these machines last a very, very long, long time. And that's what I like. Anyway, that's my unprofessional review, hands-on review with this laptop, and I am very pleased so far. Don't subscribe. Interesting. Got curves.
What?